Eileen Gu emotionally announces her grandmother's death after historic win at 2026 Winter Olympics. Eileen Gu is dedicating her Olympic win to her late grandmother. After defending her freestyle skiing halfpipe Olympic gold at the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Olympics, the 22-year-old athlete, who was born and raised in the United States but competed for Team China, tearfully revealed during a press conference that she found out her grandma, Wu, died just moments before. "She was a really big part of my life growing up, and someone I looked up to immensely," Gu said while wiping away tears. "She was a fighter, and I think what's so interesting is that a lot of people just cruise through life, but she was a steamship. This woman commanded life, and she grabbed it by the reins, and she made it into what she wanted it to be," she continued. "She inspired me so much." Noting that her grandma was very sick before she came to compete in the Olympics, Gu recalled promising to embody her grandma's courage on the slopes. "I didn't promise her that I was going to win, but I did promise her that I was going to be brave, like she has been brave, and that's why I keep referring to this theme of betting on myself and being brave and taking risks," she explained. "It actually goes back to that promise that I made my grandma." She added, "I'm really happy that I was able to uphold that and hopefully do her proud, but it's also a really difficult time for me now." After taking home the gold in her final event at Livigno Snowpark, bringing her Milan Cortina medal count up to 3, Gu told reporters, "I gave my all every single day that I've been here, and that's no joke." As her 6th medal across 2 games secured her spot as the most decorated freeskier in Olympic history of either sex, Gu explained why she loves the record so much. "I'm the most decorated freeskier of all time, male or female," she emphasized. "I have the most gold medals ever, male or female. That's a testament to competitive strength. It's mental strength. It's being able to perform under pressure. It has nothing to do with if you're a boy or a girl." The Team China star also expressed feeling proud to be able to lead the way and pioneer the sport through her successes. And although she never imagined having that opportunity, she's really honored and proud that I have. Between triumph and tears, Eileen Gu's poignant Olympic victory. The snow glistened like diamonds under an Italian sun that afternoon at Livigno Snowpark. It was February 22nd, 2026, a day that would be etched forever into Olympic lore, not just for athletic excellence, but for the raw, unfiltered human emotion that unfolded at its heart. At just 22 years old, Eileen Gu had already become a name recognized across continents, a cultural phenomenon and one of the most dominant forces in freestyle skiing. In Milan Cortina 2026, she was not merely competing, she was rewriting the record books. With a breathtaking score of 94.75 in the women's halfpipe final, Gu defended her Olympic title with a performance that symbolized the height of competitive grace and risk-taking. A stunning display that not only secured her gold medal but brought her total Olympic medal count to 6 across 2 Winter Games. That achievement made her the most decorated freestyle skier in Olympic history, male or female. But as the athlete stood on the podium, draped in medals and national pride, few could have anticipated the somber truth that would unravel just moments later. A victory shrouded in sorrow. The medal ceremony was a scene of jubilation. Eileen Gu stood tall in a Team China uniform, the gold glinting at her chest, the Italian mountains providing a majestic backdrop. Cameras flashed. Applause thundered. But beneath the perfection of that moment lay the fragile truth of a heart in mourning. Shortly after her triumphant run, Gu learned that her beloved grandmother, Wu, had passed away. The news came just as the full weight of her accomplishment settled upon her. A moment that should have been pure joy became infused with grief. Her grandmother wasn't just family. She was inspiration, a cornerstone of Gu's life, a mentor, a guiding force who helped shape her identity and taught her resilience, courage, and determination. Her middle name, Feng, was itself a tribute to this woman, a reminder that her heritage and her heart were never separate from who she became on the slopes. The press conference, Tears and Truth. When Gu eventually arrived at the press conference, a few minutes late, it wasn't with the usual post-win exuberance. Instead, her eyes were glassy and her composure threaded with vulnerability. She spoke with honesty, her voice wavering at times, revealing the pain that lay just beneath the surface of her professional achievement. "The reason I was late is that I just found out that my grandma passed away," she said, wiping tears that she struggled to hold back. She was a really big part of my life growing up, and someone I looked up to immensely. Her grandmother wasn't just a spectator. She was a part of the very fabric of Gu's life, a presence that shaped her values and fueled her bravery. Gu described her as someone who commanded life, a spirit that didn't drift aimlessly but grabbed it by the reins. She spoke of a promise she had made before the games. I didn't promise her that I was going to win, but I did promise her that I was going to be brave, like she has been brave. This promise reveals something profound about the nature of competition, that sometimes the real victory isn't the medal itself, but the courage to honor love and memory in the midst of extraordinary pressure. A legacy of courage. Gu's grandmother had been ill in the lead-up to the Olympics, and Gu had known that this possibility loomed. The last time she saw her was before leaving for Italy, fragile but present. In that visit, Gu wasn't simply the granddaughter bearing an Olympic dream. She was a student of life, courage, and bravery. Her grandmother's strength became a lens through which Gu approached her sport, not just as a pursuit of excellence but as an expression of character, a reflection of a promise made in love rather than a guarantee of victory. When Gu stepped onto that halfpipe, she wasn't just skiing for gold. She was skiing with the weight of a promise in her heart, a promise to be brave. And when she landed that breathtaking final run, the one that clinched her gold, she did it not just with athletic precision, but with emotional depth that transcended sport. The duality of glory and grief. Olympic triumph often comes with the image of unbridled joy. Athletes raise arms, flags wave, crowds roar. But Gu's moment was different. It was a vivid reminder of something far deeper, that joy and sorrow can coexist, that an achievement can feel hollow without the presence of someone who helped shape it, that the summit can feel lonely when someone cherished can't share the view. This duality makes her win more poignant, more human, more powerful than any medal count. In that moment, she wasn't just an Olympic champion. She was a granddaughter saying goodbye on the world stage, a universal image of love that resonates beyond national boundaries and sporting camaraderie. A global response, empathy across boundaries. News of Gu's emotional announcement wasn't confined to downhill results or sporting columns. It spread quickly across continents, drawing reactions from fans, fellow athletes, and influences from both China and the U.S., reflecting the unique place Gu occupies between cultures and communities. Many admired her bravery in speaking openly about her loss, even amid the spotlight of the Olympics. Others reflected on their own relationships with family and loss, reminded that underneath the elite athlete is a daughter, granddaughter, and young woman navigating the complexity of life beyond the competitive arena. In her social media tribute later that evening, Gu shared photos of her and her grandmother in tender moments, a quiet contrast to the roaring ski venue. In her caption, she wrote simply, "Because I promised her I would be brave like her." The message was not about medals or records. It was about love, memory, and legacy, values that propel us long after the cheers fade. Beyond the medal, the human story. Winter Olympic history will remember Eileen Gu as one of the sport's most decorated athletes, a record breaker who won 6 medals across 2 games, defended her iconic halfpipe title, and set new benchmarks for greatness. But beyond the statistics, her story from Milan Cortina 2026 is the story of what it means to be truly human in a moment of extraordinary achievement. It's the story of joy intertwined with grief. It's the story of promises made in love. It's a reminder that even in triumph, we carry our losses. And perhaps most poignantly, that bravery is not just about victory, but about vulnerability, about showing the world that even in our strongest moments, our hearts can be tender. A legacy that transcends sport. In the days that followed, the image of Eileen Gu, standing strong, resisting tears yet revealing them with honesty, became emblematic of a new era in sport. It wasn't just her athletic prowess that inspired people, but her authenticity. Her grandmother's life, influence, and memory became part of her.